So a little history lesson. There used to be two different teleport commands in Minecraft. There was TP and there was /teleport. The difference between /TP and teleport was one allowed you to teleport relatively towards the target, and the second one used to teleport relative to the person running the command. That is to say, if you ran teleport inside of a command block, you'd be able to teleport relative to the command block, whereas if you ran TP inside of the command block, you'd teleport relative to yourself. However, at some point, Mojang replaced that, turning TP into an alias of teleport. That is to say that TP now does what teleport used to do, and teleport also does what teleport used to do, essentially removing the functionality of TP. However, you can still pull off this functionality using an execute command, meaning that this has now become this, and that is not great, but hey, at least we can do this now. Some of you might be wondering, what is relative teleportation and why would I ever want to use it? Well, relative teleportation is when you teleport relative to your current coordinates. So if I want to go up 2 blocks on the y-axis, I can teleport using tildes, which means relative, and I go 2 blocks, and I warp 2 blocks in the y-axis. And the thing with this is, why would you want to use it? Well, if you have the game rule command block output disabled, you can get tiny little structures like this and extend them into incredibly large structures on the inside. Kind of like a TARDIS, but that's the extent of that. But you can also use it for other illusions and other cool effects as well. Now, the difference between this and what you used to do is run this command inside of a command block using @p, and then go your distance. It used to be r, but it's distance now. .2, so anything within 2 blocks of you. Which works if you're the one running the command and you're the one who also wants to move. But because of how it is now, say you wanted to move yourself relative 5 blocks on the x-axis that way, right? This command, because of the way that stuff has been restructured, no longer warps you that many blocks to in the x direction to 5, but instead warps you that many blocks from the command block. So as I approach this, you'll notice that instead of warping on top of that planks here, I'll end up warping inside of the command block like this, because it warps 5 blocks that way from the actual command block, not from the person itself. So instead, what you have to do now is use execute as @p, so as, because you want to be able to target the same selector later, which I'll explain in a second, but you want it in a distance of like however many blocks as selected before. And then you want to run it at s. And what at s means is what was run in the previous as section of the execute command gets put over here, gets put here. Well, not exactly, but whatever was targeted by the execute command. So the specific thing that got targeted is what @s will target. Then you want to run the teleport command again, but now you also want to run @s again. That's why you want to use @s instead of just doing it here, because you need to use it more than once. And you can warp it, say 5 blocks that way, and that warps you 5 blocks in that direction. But if I put that, for example, into this command block, you'll notice that huzzah, now it actually worked. And you warped 5 blocks that way as opposed to warped 5 blocks that way in relative to the command block. And that's how we pull off cool illusions like this, where instead of like trying to make textures and stuff that animate and cool stuff like that, you can have full-on proper convincing illusions like this, where now I'm in a different location, as you see, but where I was just before is actually up here. Now, I'm not going to go in depth on carrots and stuff like that, but just know that carrots teleport you relative to rotation. And if you want to know more on that, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see what I've been up to on the tavern, you should check out my Twitch in the description. And remember to dislike, subscribe, and leave your hate in the comments below.